Hello, Eric.
We're live.
Yeah, hello. Hi.
Hi.
How's it going?
It's going all right. You haven't started recording yet, have you?
Nope. Good question. So how are you?
Doing all right.
I'm recording now,
Okay, good.
so I need to pause that. All right. So hi, how's it going, everyone? Lots of professionalism here.
Yeah, we're good at this. We're real good at
The
this.
top deck. The way I wanted to start this out was by saying hello to you and asking you if you have a copy of Seedborn Muse.
I don't have a copy of Seaborn Views.
That sucks. The reason I mention that is because I just found out that the 10th edition Seedborn Muse. Well, okay. First of all, they all doubled in price, which
They
you may
all
already know.
doubled in price.
Yeah. So they were already about $30-ish, $20 to $30 a piece. The 10th edition Seedborn Muse has spiked up to roughly $80.
It's a little insane.
Yeah, I just found that out before we started streaming, and I bought a 10th edition copy of Seaborn Muse at like $12 before it even spiked the first time.
Yeah, sounds like you should sell that and buy a cheaper one.
Well, I mean, yeah, that would be the great plan, right? I actually checked around because, normally with this sort of thing, everyone immediately just says buyout, and you got to be careful with that because it's not always a buyout. This looks like a buyout, so I checked, and it does appear to be. I looked on TCG Player; there are only 3 people selling near mint editions at one apiece. Star City Games is out, so it's got to be a buyout, and that makes sense given the look of it. Ninth edition, I believe. Let me just check real quick. Ninth edition and Legions are both still relatively cheap.
Do they have white borders?
$20, I believe so.
That would be why, because white borders suck.
So I'm pretty happy right now. I refused to tell you until we started so I could get your honest reaction to that. But yeah, I'm kind of unsure what to do about it. This is the first time I've actually had a single card that I bought go up to such an enormous price, and I kind of am unsure where to go at this point. I mean, the thing is, if I try to sell this for $80, I'm not going to get an offer. Even if I try to sell it for $40, I might have a hard time. And at that point, why am I doing it? Because I wanted a 10th edition Seedborn Muse.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I don't want to sell this and then get a whiteboarded one and make $25. I mean, that I still would like $25, but then I'm also left with a product I don't want.
I was going to say, not at the cost of white borders. Nothing is worth that cost.
Well, I mean, you can quantify it.
Yeah, and it would be worth more than $25 to me.
It would be worth roughly $60 at this point.
Well, yeah, actually it would.
Yeah, so, yeah. Anyway, we've got a docket today. Hello, everyone. Hi. This is The Top Deck. We're a Magic podcast for the good, the bad, and the lucky. This is episode 6, and I'm your host, Spooty1, and I'm here, as you already know, with Eric Nappy. And we've got some stuff that we're going to talk about today. We're going to begin by talking about the fact that we're probably going to be going to the Grand Prix in DC in March. Then we'll be moving into some gripes about the production quality of the live streams of professional events that WotC has been doing. And we're going to end it with the Austin MTG theft. So let's begin with us going to DC. Eric,
Yep. Okay.
Are we going to DC?
I believe we are going to DC with our good friend who is actually currently living in Seattle. He's going to fly out. We're all going to stay at his parents' place, who they live pretty close by, and we are going to do the team sealed main event. I wouldn't be surprised if we scrubbed out day one, and
total agreement here.
Dude, I have so much faith in our ability to scrub out.
I have so much faith in our ability to play side events.
Dude, that's my favorite part about GPs. I've been to one before, and I didn't even enter the main event because I was all about the side events.
Yeah.
$10 drafts, $5 commander pods. Oh, it's a good time.
Oh my god, yeah. Oh, I didn't even think about the commander stuff. Okay, for those of you who don't know, which is probably all of you, I've never been to a Grand Prix personally, and so I am just like super excited about this. I've wanted to go for wanted to go to one for years, and just have never been able to. And thankfully, our friend offered to help me get to this one, which is a really big deal. Thank you, friend. Whose name for some reason we're not disclosing.
It's Mike. We can call him Mike.
We'll call him Mike, this friend. And yeah, so I'm really excited about that. And the big reason why we're bringing this up is that if any of you are going to GPDC in the middle of March, let us know, and maybe we can set up a time to meet up and hang out. I think that'd be really cool.
I would love to meet all like I don't know, 3 of you that actually watch live, and the other 10 that actually no, we've been getting quite high listenership the last couple of episodes, which is awesome.
It's been great.
I'm glad you guys are getting it out there.
Yeah, and specifically, people from Tapped Out who know me and who I know, like that I've known. If you're going, let me know. That'd be really awesome to meet you in real life. That'd be really cool.
So that is March 11th to 13th. If you want to come but don't have a team for the main event, you don't have to sign up for the main event to do side events or to just show up and hang out. The convention floor or the convention center should be open to the public.
Yes.
If you do sign up for the main event, it is team sealed, which is a little bit different. You get 12 packs between 3 people. You create 3 decks out of those. And then you play another team of 3. You each play a separate person on their team, and the first team to 2 wins between the 3 people wins the round. So it'll be interesting. I've never had to make 3 decks out of 12 packs before.
And I think that's the part that we're going to struggle at, if we struggle at all.
Yeah.
I mean, that's going to be where we struggle at, let's be honest. I know we're planning on getting a decent amount of practice in prior.
But it's still going to be a little rough.
Yeah, and personally, I love Sealed. Sealed is definitely my favorite limited format, and sometimes I swear it's just my favorite format in general when it comes to me actually playing it. I love opening packs, as many Magic players do. I love opening packs. And then in addition to that, you get to... I like not knowing what you're doing going into things, I guess.
You are very unlike me.
I like being given this pile of garbage and being told, now you must win. And I'm not saying I like opening bad pools, but I like the challenge of being given a pool and being told you have to make this work. There are no other options, and I love that. That's part of why I like standard over more eternal formats, is the more limited card pool. And Sealed is kind of like a really, really terrible standard.
It is like terrible standard. It's like not even terrible standard. It's terrible block.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
Another thing to point out, if you're a fan of any of the artists, there is a handful. There's a handful that are coming. Brian Wackwitz, Titus Lunter, Aaron Miller, Jason A. Engel, sorry. Victor Adam Menguez, Jesper Mirfors, probably saying that wrong. Christopher Rush, Eric DeChamps, and Noah Bradley. There's also people will cosplay probably. There's a couple of professional.
Yeah.
There's a couple professional cosplayers coming as well. And the guest of honor is going to be Tyrese Nielsen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I actually... Okay, so I looked through the guest artists that are going to be there, especially the big names that I knew off the top of my head, and kind of look through the kind of like Google Images, see what they've done that is more recognizable to me. And I found a lot of them did so many cards that I didn't even realize. And so I'm really excited to bring some of my favorite EDH cards with me, probably get them signed by some of these people.
Yeah.
I'm really excited.
It's going to be...
Especially, I know the line's going to be huge, but I would love to get a signed Eternal Witness.
Oh, that would be incredible. I should probably
use that all the time.
I should probably bring my Eternals with me, too.
I think I have a couple, yeah. Yeah. My only regret is that Chris Rod will not be there, because he's my favorite, and I would love to get a signed Sigarda. But I think it's Eric DeChamps did the artwork for Karametra, so I'm going to bring my Karametras with me and get them signed.
Cool. Yeah, I've got a ton of Noah Bradley lands that I want to get signed. Noah Bradley is my favorite artist. He's awesome. He's on Reddit all the time. He's awesome. I like him. So I'm going to find like every Noah Bradley land that I have and just bring a pile with me.
You're just gonna like, the line's gonna be 2 hours long, and you're gonna have like a backpack full of cards, and you're just gonna slam it down on the table so rudely, be like, "Hi, friend," and then just sign him a blank check and be like, "Do what you will. I'll be back."
So yeah, like we said, if you're gonna be there, please come out, like say something. We will meet up with you probably on Sunday sometime.
Say anything.
Yeah. We'd love to meet you up with you after we scrub out on Sunday. So yeah,
I would love to actually get in a few Commander games or a couple dozen Commander games with people that I don't know and that I haven't played my decks against.
Yeah, tell me about it. All right, so I think that's that.
Yeah, I think that pretty much says it. Guess we'll go ahead and move on to the namesake for this episode, and that is the fact that I've got some gripes.
You do have some gripes.
I've got some big gripes. Big wink. This past weekend, I decided, and this is the first time, not the first time. This is no, that's right. This is the first time I've done this in a long time. I decided to watch a GP live on Twitch. The recent one, I actually forget where it was.
I don't know what this week's GP was.
Hold on, just checking real quick. I think it's still going actually, so I'm just gonna check. Production value on our end also really good. Just gonna point that out.
Awesome.
Yeah, probably gonna cut this. That's for sure. Especially since, all right, there we go.
A bastion of
not even live. Damn it.
A bastion of professional podcasting here.
This is really not doing wonders for us. Okay, anyway, it doesn't matter. It's the most recent GP. And I got there before it went live, so I was pretty hyped. I was excited to see, because this was actually a sealed event, so I was excited to see what sealed was like, get some kind of insight, some intel as to what I can begin to expect out of the format. And also just see some Magic. It's been a while since I watched Magic competitively. I like it, so why not? They went live. Marshall Sutcliffe was there. What's his name?
I can't tell you because I did not watch this one.
British guy, very well known.
Oh.
I hate that I can't remember his name. He's like my favorite.
I know who you're talking about too.
Seriously, we're so good here.
Man, we are. Why are you guys watching us live? Like, we're terrible.
Dead air is deafening.
I can hardly hear myself think. All right.
Anyway, they were there, and so I turn it on. They go live. They're there. They begin speaking. No audio. Is kind of what I'm getting at here. And so obviously immediately the chat starts going, oh, no audio, can't hear anything, oh, rip speakers, whatever.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, oh my gosh, here we go again, every time. I then proceed to watch for 10 minutes as they're laughing and they're talking, and we begin going to the game, no audio for like 10 minutes straight. To the point where like chat and myself just started getting mad. Like at first it was like, oh, there's old Watsy again, screwing up. Rich Hagen,
yeah. That took long enough.
There it is. So let's start over. No, I'm just kidding. So yeah, I got to the point where at first I was frustrated. Then I was just mad. Then I was just upset about it because it's like, this is completely unprofessional. Mm-hmm. And I know I wanted to speak after what just happened, but I'm not a professional yet.
No, we're not even close to professional.
We're working on it. Okay.
We don't even get paid. We have not gotten paid a cent to do what we're doing.
We're talking about one of, if not the most successful card game franchises ever to exist, one of the longest running ones, probably the one that makes the most money annually, likely by far. And this isn't the first time this has happened. This happens almost every time that I watch something personally. Every time it's a GP, every time there's a Pro Tour specifically, which is even more of kind of a bruise on their overall look. Mm-hmm. And I'm kind of getting tired of it personally.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't watched Pro Magic live in maybe 6 months because I mean, the production quality is not good. It makes it a chore to watch almost for me.
It really does.
Yeah, it has gotten less and less enjoyable because they don't change. And I watch a good amount of professional Smite. Mm-hmm. And Hi-Rez, I don't know, maybe a year ago, had these same kind of problems pretty often. They'd lose audio, or the audio would just be bad. Games would get lost. The spectator client would crash. But they have improved vastly in the last year. Mm-hmm. I mean, I did not watch the Grand Prix on Twitch because I was there live, or not the Grand Prix, the World Championships on Twitch because I was there live. But I heard very little complaints afterwards.
I watched a portion of the World Championships, and it was good. And that's what really kind of started me getting more and more frustrated about this, was when I watched that and I saw, and yes, it's a different world. We're talking about a computer game and the way that can be set up versus a card game. So there are some differences physically when it comes to what you're showing on screen and stuff like that. But oh my gosh, the actual production quality, the transitions, the audio, just overall the quality of those speaking, the video coverage was good. Like I said, the transitions, but actually transitioning to specific things that they transitioned to, knowing the timing of when to get all these things correct. Overall, it was like not even close. It wasn't even close. And I don't even think that Smite is the best out there. I don't watch a ton of esports stuff, but I can just imagine, if we're talking about Smite, which is kind of an up-and-comer, we're not...
I know for a fact that League blows it out of the water. League of Legends has an amazing cast. I've watched a little bit of it. I'm not into the game, so I haven't watched a ton. But even the small amounts that I have watched, they're weekly tournaments, even below Smite's World Championship out of the water, and how they're covered.
Yeah. And so, we already have people compare the Wizards of the Coast coverage to something like SCG Live. Mm-hmm. Have you watched any of SCG Live's stuff?
I probably have, but not in a while.
Without even realizing it, probably.
Yeah.
I have. And people are right. The difference is there. SCG Live is not the best, but you know what? They're a lot better. the speaking from the commentators is usually better. There's a little bit more personality to it.
Yeah.
And beyond that, the actual production quality, what you're seeing and what you're seeing between games and stuff like that is usually a little bit better. It's still not great though. But that's something that you can kind of expect from something like Star City Games. They're not Wizards of the Coast. They're doing this as their own business proposition, effectively.
Yes.
I don't understand why there continue to be so many issues consistently. And I want to specifically talk about at the Pro Tour level, because that's where it needs to be at its best, and it's not.
Yeah, it's simply not up to snuff.
As a Magic player, it's almost embarrassing when you're watching it and then you look at something that somebody else plays and you can't say, come to Magic, come watch these Pro Tours, come watch these cool events that are there to kind of promote Magic, should I mention. And they're just crap.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't... Pro Tours, like, watching live Magic is not a way I would want to get another person into Magic, because it's just not good. It's not interesting most of the time. Like,
you already have a hard enough time because it's a physical card game. You have a hard enough time with kind of the stale air of maybe shuffling, especially right now, or the fact that maybe for newer players it's hard to understand what's going on because it tends to be kind of quick. I'm sure as a caster you have a hard time saying more than just telling people what they're doing, which I know is a complaint from many people. But the fact remains that more can be done. If it's true, if it's true that there is some staleness to the gameplay, maybe take the camera away from the gameplay sometimes. I know they do that a little bit by showing people's faces and stuff like that. I like that. I know there are a lot of people that don't, but it's true that if you're just looking at the game board
if nothing
all the time, it gets boring.
Yeah, especially like if someone goes into the tank and just nothing's going on. You know, why do I need to stare at the same board that it's been for the last 2 minutes? I don't.
But where they do have issues is when they're looking at someone's face and something's happening on board. That's the one time you don't want to do that.
Yeah. I feel like production just does not have a grasp on what's actually going on in the game, which they need to if they're going to be doing production for the game. Like, sure, I'm sure they themselves are Magic players. They understand what's going on, or else Magic wouldn't be hiring them. But I feel like they're not giving it the attention that they need.
From what I understand, a lot of times with these coverage teams and the production teams, they're volunteers.
That might also be a problem.
And I don't mean that in the sense that they're not getting paid, but I know that Loading Ready Run did some of the stuff for, I think it was the Community Cup.
Yes, they did do the Community Cup.
And I was listening to their podcast about it afterwards, and they mentioned how stressful it was and how, like, just unorganized it was, and how chaotic it was. And that really gave me some insight to kind of seeing, like, okay, something's weird behind the scenes here. Like, there's just... It feels like there actually is no organization. It feels like people think that there is, and they're trying to make it, but they're not the right people for the job.
Yeah, and that totally does not surprise me that they said that. Just from how I've seen things run.
And possibly one last gripe about it that I want to bring up. when I'm watching, especially at a Pro Tour, I'm watching a game. I usually, especially if that game's interesting, I want to see it all the way through. I don't want to leave a game to go back to the game we've already seen. I'm sorry, go back to the match that we've already seen a game of. Now that's sort of opinion based. Some people don't like to see certain matchups and things like that, and that's fair. But I do think it's important to kind of pay attention to chat and see how chat's reactions are. And I think there are people that do this, but I think that more credit needs to be given to paying attention to what people are saying. Yes. If you see almost the entire chat upset that you're watching some game versus another one, maybe then it's time to switch.
Yeah, I mean, you're broadcasting because people are watching it, and if you're not showing what people want, then, they're gonna leave. Like, just straight up, they're gonna leave.
Yeah. Overall, to kind of put a book into this, overall, I feel like they need to put more money into this. They need to take it seriously, because it doesn't feel like they are. It doesn't look like they are. It looks like some kind of thrown together, usually, thing made by like high school kids, I guess. Like, I don't know.
I understand.
It just I see better things on a daily basis from places and sources that shouldn't have the ability to do such. And, maybe if they could just pay some people who know what they're doing, whose actual job it would be to do this, that would be great.
All right, and you do have to think of it a little bit from Wizards' angle. Pro Tours and GPs and stuff, for them, it's not, something that helps bring the Magic community together and celebrate these pros. It is a marketing event. Like, that's why they do these. But even then, it's bad marketing.
Yeah, no, I definitely. But you just said yourself that you kind of stopped watching them.
Yes, I have.
So bad. That doesn't make you want to buy more Magic.
No. No, I don't get hyped up about, these pro games being played, because I never see them. Unless I see, someone make a post on Reddit or something about this awesome play, I'm not going to see any pro play. And, geez, half the time that you see stuff on Reddit, it's about people cheating on camera.
Yeah.
Because somehow they get away with that.
There's so much bad air in Magic right now between
really
some of the stuff like what we're going to talk about. This may be a good transition, but also things like cheating and stuff like that. Let's show the good stuff. Let's show fun games, exciting, things like that. Go into detail about players. It feels like they're starting to do this a little bit. They need to go into it. If money is an issue, get sponsors. There's nothing wrong with it.
And you know what? Money isn't an issue. They're owned by Hasbro. They have millions of dollars.
Yeah,
at their disposal. They can afford to spend a little bit more on their production quality in the GPs.
So yeah. Anyway, let's go ahead before we get too deep into that. Let's transition into some more negatives.
Yeah, unfortunately, this has not been a very happy podcast.
Unfortunately, not. Well, the beginning was really happy.
Yeah, the beginning was good.
So I guess by the end, we'll just have to bring that up one more time. But why don't you go ahead and talk to us about this?
Okay, so this was yesterday. A Magic store in Austin, Texas was broken into, and approximately 300 cards were stolen that amounted to around $75,000 worth of cards.
Yes, this was not yesterday.
This was not yesterday. Oh, sorry. This was last Sunday.
It was last week.
Sorry. My bad. My bad. I can't read.
Anyway, that's not that important. Go on.
So, this sucks for this store. I feel for them.
Absolutely.
This could totally, this could mean that they get closed down if they don't recover these cards. But
or if they don't have them insured.
yes, they probably do have them insured, but even then,
so.
it's gonna be rough. Like I said, 300 cars were stolen, $75,000 worth, which equates to about $250 per card. And you can't assume, on average, you can't assume all those cards were $250. So there was probably some power in there.
Well, there definitely was. There was a Black Lotus.
Okay.
There.
Yeah, I had not seen the card list of.
I haven't seen the card list. I've just seen some of the kind of highlights from it. I also heard that there were a good number of expeditions.
Yeah, that's definitely believable. But there is kind of an interesting upside to this. The detective that has been put on the case is actually a Magic player himself, which I find just really kind of cool. I mean, I do. Like, Magic players aren't just GP hosts and pro players and kids that live in their mother's basement. There's this guy, and normally when you think of cars getting stolen, you're like, the cops aren't going to do anything about it. They don't know what they're looking for. They're just, here's some cardboard.
Else, they don't know.
They don't
can't understand the
worth.
Yeah, the worth, the importance. Yeah.
Whereas this guy, he's going to put in a lot more effort, I think, than any other detective would. Simply because he gets it. He might play at this place for all we know.
Oh, how cool would that be?
That would be pretty awesome.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen some amazing things happen when it comes to thefts through the power of the internet and especially Reddit. I know there was that guy who had a bunch of his collection stolen at, I believe, a GP, and then found it and was able to recover it, mostly due to Reddit. And I think that's awesome. That's amazing that can happen. I really feel for these people that own this store. Obviously, that's terrible. That's a terrible thing to have happen. And among everything else, there's the mental anguish that comes with it. Not only the stress of, are we going to lose our business, but how safe are we?
Yeah. What if someone had been in there at that time? Were these guys armed? It's kind of scary.
It is. And obviously this is a big deal. And obviously I wish this kind of stuff didn't happen, but it does. So I think that what's important to take from this is that if you are a store owner and you happen to be listening to this for whatever reason, or someone who is a store owner, remind them, get their stuff insured if they haven't, set up security. Luckily, these people had security cameras, and there are images of the people who stole the things, and that's huge. That's really big when it comes to finding these things out. Get some security, alarms, cameras. These guys actually, from what I understand, stole the what are they called? Display cases.
The entire cases? Wow.
I believe that's what happened. Because you might say, okay, well, why don't you just lock your stuff? They probably were locked. And again, I might be misunderstanding this, but from what I'm reading, that's what it sounded like, at least. So if that's the case, then, think about that. Think about the fact that just because there's a lock on there, even like a padlock or something like that, it's not enough necessarily, especially when you've got something that's just open in a glass case.
Yeah. Rock beats glass.
So if you have a $10,000 card,
maybe put it in a safe.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, it's one of those things where you want to have it out so you can display it and show people, hey, you want this thing. But you know what? It's not like there aren't fixes for that already. Think about, and this is going way back. Remember, those stores that used to have, videos that you could buy? Like Blockbuster?
Yeah, I do remember stuff like Blockbuster.
Remember things like when you used to, back before we got computers used to buy games on CDs.
What is CD?
Yeah.
I don't know the meaning of the word.
There are things called displays. And that means you have a product and you put it up there and it looks like the thing, but then you can't just pick it up and steal it. There's nothing inside.
It's not actually there.
Exactly. And then you have to take that up and you can exchange that for the actual product, which is likely in a safe location. Why can't that be done? You know, obviously there's the issue of counterfeits, right? But, you know, it's not going to be a counterfeit if you print out a picture of a Black Lotus on a piece of paper and, you know, like, come on, that's make it not the same size as a regular card. Fine. You can display it in a way that doesn't just have it out there.
Even have a printout that says, you know, Black Lotus, and then the edition, the grading along the side. You know,
if people are issued about if people have issues about what the quality might be, you can take it out and show them.
Yes, exactly.
But maybe have it in a back area so they don't know where exactly it is or in what location exactly. You know, again, just watching out for yourself. You have valuable merchandise if you're a card store owner.
Yeah.
You have very valuable merchandise. And you need to recognize that just because it's a game doesn't mean it's not valuable to those who don't play the game. If someone knows what they're doing, they will try to get at it.
Yep. Which is the sad truth of right now. I mean, 10 years ago, no one would steal Magic cards because no one would care. But
well, maybe 20 years ago.
Okay. Well, it was a lot less of a problem. I feel like I've only started hearing about this stuff pretty recently.
More and more, as Magic becomes more popular and well-known around the world, it becomes less of a taboo to play card games. You know, it's like, oh, I'm a nerd. More and more as that happens, you're going to have more problems as a result, unfortunately, with things like this. And it's important to keep up with the times, you know?
Yeah, it's a shame. But I just wanted to say, you know, if you're in the Austin area and you have any information about this, you can call 311 and ask for Detective Christopher Wood. And he will, he's the detective in charge. He's the guy who plays Magic. You can give the information to him.
He's the man who plays Magic.
Let's get these guys' Magic cards back.
What's his name again?
The detective is Christopher Wood, and the owner of the store is Pat Johnson.
Okay, so what we got to do is Christopher Woods is the man who plays Magic.
Oh, man.
We ran out of stuff to talk about.
We did. I think that's probably okay, though.
You're done. You're done.
I'm not done, but you know.
Yeah. Well, I guess if that's all we have to talk about, I do want to bring up, just in case you weren't here near the beginning, again, just a refresher, we're going to be going to Grand Prix DC, March 11th. And if you're going to be there, let us know. We'd love to meet up with you, play some games, you know, hang out. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I hope some of you, you know, you can tweet at us. It's probably the best way.
Yeah. Use a Twitter.
Use a Twitter. But yeah, get at us. We will meet up with you on.
Get at us.
Hopefully Sunday, maybe Saturday night. We can play some EDH or something. We'll figure it out.
What we're saying is, come at us, bro.
Come at me, bro.
Come at me, bro, or madam, or any spectrum in between.
Dude or dudette.
Dude. Whatever species, gender, anything, man. We just want to play Magic. We don't care.
But anyway, I believe, you know, if you're watching on YouTube, give us a like and a subscribe. If you're watching on Twitch right now, hit that follow button. I think it's that way. Yeah, it's down that way.
Down that way.
If you're listening to us anywhere else, iTunes, give us some stars, leave some comments and reviews and stuff. Tweet at us. Just do all the things that you would like to do.
all the things.
You know.
Anything you want to do, you can do it.
And you know what? Even maybe do some of the things that you don't want to do.
Ooh.
You can
like
see
for those of you out there who don't want to like our content, there you go. You've now been loopholed into doing so.
There's some Twitters there and over there. Oh man, I can't do my fingers. I can't
do my fingers.
Okay, they're over there, and there's one down there. You should follow all those ones.
Oh man.
And let's see. I guess I'm totally in Twitch mode because I completely forgot that we have audio only versions of this. I'm at EAK1791. Question is at Spoody1. Our podcast one is at the Top Deck Cast. And yeah, I think that I've done my spiel.
The spiel has been spieled. Yeah, you really hit all bases there, didn't you?
Dude, I'm all about those bases being hit.
No trouble?
No, I hate that song.
No. Come on, it's a pinnacle of creativity in the music industry.
Okay.
Butts. And on the note of butts, I want to thank you all for listening in. And until next time, may you never be mana screwed. See ya.
Bye. All right. So that was fun. Twitch chat. We are now actually interacting with you guys. The recording is over. So if you guys got any questions for us, please shoot. Do it.
Bullet for my Valentine 14. Thank you so much for the follow.
Yes,
really appreciate that. Yeah. Bit of a shorter one, but
that's fine. I mean, I need to get going in not too long. Actually, I should go get my phone and check to see if yeah, I will be right back in just a second, guys.
All right. I'll entertain our viewers here. Hello, viewers. Be entertained. Feel the entertainment flow through you.
All right, I am back.
Oh, I didn't even get to finish my sentence, man. What the hell?
I didn't know that you had a sentence that you needed to finish.
Yeah, I was talking to the viewers. Dapper Donut. Lag. Hello, people. Dapper Donut. I feel like we've seen you here before, Dapper Donut.
Yeah, Dapper has been in most of our streams, actually.
Do you think that OGW draft is a play or draw? Ooh, good question. I don't know if I ever draw in draft. I'm not saying that's wrong, but that's just my personal view. In sealed, I actually prefer to draw more often than not. Sealed usually tends to be a slower format, and I tend to play slower decks, so I usually prefer the extra card, especially if I'm trying to make sure that I don't get mana screwed. As for draft, that's really kind of hard to say. Do you have any thoughts on that?
I haven't had any experience yet with OGW draft, but I don't know that there's ever a situation that I would want to draw unless I know that I've built like the slowest deck ever.
Well, yeah, I mean, obviously the situation that you're going to find yourself in where you want to draw the most is when you're playing a slow deck against another slow deck. So usually you're not going to do that in game one unless, I don't know, like you would have to be playing. Okay, I listen to a lot of limited resources, and so they've kind of coined this term, an Uber deck, and that's what does that stand for?
Like it's the top, the perfect deck, kind of, or unless you're talking about.
No, it's okay. So there's like Cabs theory and Uber theory.
Oh, so okay.
Cabs is cards that affect the board state, and Uber is something else. But it's basically the opposite of Cabs. It's a format where you want to build decks that are kind of like all in on doing something ridiculous and usually slow, like all in on ramping into Eldrazi or all in control. Usually, unless you're playing a deck like that, and you know that the format is affordable to go second, you will. Basically, what we're getting at is we're not really sure. I haven't played any draft in this format yet.
Nor have I.
Yeah. Maybe in the future we will know more for sure, but as it stands right now, we don't have enough experience to really give a good answer, unfortunately. But thank you for your question. And Nat Mosa says lag.
I think there may have been some lag. What games do we play? Well, this is a Magic the Gathering podcast, so we play Magic and we play lots of it.
I thought you were gonna answer that question with, "This is a Magic podcast, so we're not gonna talk about anything else."
No,
I was gonna say, "What are you talking about?"
no.
Well, we both play Smite.
We play a lot of Smite. I've been playing
more so than I do.
Oh yeah, that's just because I am a freaking junkie.
You got a problem?
I do. Lately, I've been playing a good amount of Blade and Soul. I've been enjoying that.
Yeah.
And I got a Kerbal Space Program recently, which is fun, but I'm really bad at because rockets and stuff.
Come on, man! It's not rocket science.
It's not rocket science, except yeah, it is.
For me personally, I play probably very different games from that, I would say. I like to play a lot of roguelikes. I know I play and watch a lot of Binding of Isaac. I also like turn-based strategy games. So lately I've been playing a lot of XCOM, just recently, in anticipation for XCOM 2, actually. I started up a campaign in XCOM Enemy with the Long War mod, which basically makes it a lot harder and it lengthens the game a lot. And I actually, as of last night, had to erase my first playthrough because it was beyond repair. I had screwed up without knowing it so many times, and I was at a point where I could not beat any missions anymore. I was even save scumming, and I couldn't do it. It was terrible.
Well, you got to be better, obviously.
I absolutely need to be better. Also, the game needs to stop giving me like all this trash RNG. That'd be great. I also play Hearthstone. I actually play more Hearthstone than I do Magic right now, but that's mostly due to the fact that I don't have access to other people that play a lot of Magic. And while Magic Online is a thing, we're getting into another gripe here, Magic Online kind of really pales in comparison to what Hearthstone offers me.
Yeah, I mean, I've got a Magic Online account. I've play every once in a while. I haven't in a long time, just because I haven't wanted to. But yeah, I've played a little bit of Hearthstone. I know it's better, but I just don't like Hearthstone. So
yeah, I mean, yeah, Hearthstone's okay. I have my own issues with it too, but yeah, I also tried the Duel's Origins, and I didn't. I liked it at first, but
it was just okay. It was just okay.
Yeah, it was just okay.
I know this is out of the question, but what music do you? I don't hear any music right now. I'm assuming you mean what music do you listen to? I listen to a lot of rock and like 90s, mostly like 90s grungy type stuff. Because yeah, you do. And baby metal. You also love baby metal. I don't know why, but I love baby metal. If you guys have never heard of baby metal, go on YouTube. Just type in baby metal, all one word. Listen to it all. And just stop judging me.
I have a hard time classifying what type of music I like the most. I definitely prefer rock or alternative rock, that sort of end of things. But I tend to pick and choose artists that I like versus genres of music. So I really like Red Hot Chili Peppers. Lately, I've been really, really into Silver Sun Pickups. This Town Needs Guns. Chevelle I really like. I'm a big fan of Tool. Used to be really, really into Dave Matthews Band. There's probably more. I really like Foo Fighters. There's plenty more out there that I usually have a hard time remembering when it comes to someone asking me. But I tend to prefer a little bit more out there music, more unique sounding stuff. complex versus simple, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that probably describes it pretty well. I also like video game music. Dude, Undertale music's so good.
I still just don't get Undertale. I don't get it.
That's fine. But yeah, Rings of Saturn. I have not heard of Rings of Saturn except for the ones that exist in outer space. Which, for the record, I'm a big fan of the ones that exist out in outer space.
Hey,
I like
look,
those.
someone liked it, so they put a ring on it.
But I might look them up. I know it's a band. What genre of music are they? Or I guess I could just look them up.
Yeah, I would look them up, but except then we get freaking like content ID claimed on YouTube and stuff.
Oh God, please no. They are deathcore. Yeah, I don't listen to a lot of that. I guess deathcore. I don't listen to a lot of deathcore. I don't listen to a lot of metal or that genre. It's not because I dislike it. It's just because I don't seek it out, I guess. But yeah, I'll check them out. I'll definitely check them out.
Yeah, I'll probably take a look at some point. I don't know.
I feel like because I like more complex music and that kind of stuff, I probably would like metal bands more than I give myself the ability to look at.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I never really look for some reason. Video game music.
Now I know about the Proto Men. I saw the Proto.
Okay, you do.
I saw the Proto Men live at PAX East 2012, and they're awesome. They're really cool. I enjoy them. I also really like Metroid Metal. Metroid Metal is really cool.
That sounds pretty cool.
Apparently, I just like bands. Apparently, I like bands that are just something and then metal at the end.
So yeah, you have this quality of liking bands that are something plus metal. I actually you've heard of the game Axiom Verge, right?
I've heard of it. I know nothing about it.
It's kind of a Metroidvania type game,
okay.
But its music tracks are very good. They're very good.
That's probably one of my favorite parts about the Metroid series is the music is so good.
Yeah, I agree. The music's pretty good. Yeah, I watch a lot of a streamer. I'm gonna plug him real quick. He's actually live right now. His name is Rockley Smile. Well, that's his Twitch name. His name's Nick. And he actually has some really cool playlists that he listens to during games, which are actually metal songs that have been turned into 8-bit versions.
I love 8-bit metal.
Yeah.
What's it called? It's got a certain name. I used to listen to it all the time with Jeremy. I don't know what it's called, but
yeah, I watch him stream all the time, and I love when he plays music during streams because while I don't know the actual groups that he listens to, a lot of Between the Buried and Me, and there's another one, but I don't know it off the top of my head. But that kind of genre, and it sounds so cool in 8-bit. It's really cool to me that can happen. Yeah, chiptune metal.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for, was chiptune.
Yeah.
Also known as Nintendo Core, Nintendo Rock, Video Rock, and Nerdcore, apparently. I just looked it up on Wikipedia. Yep.
Did you use the Google machine?
I used the Googles. I know how to the Google. But I had something I was going to mention, but I don't remember. So, forget it.
Yeah, screw that. No more thinking for you.
Anybody else got any questions?
Yep, I know you got to head out soon.
Yeah, I got probably 10-ish or so minutes. 20 minutes.
20 minutes. 5 minutes.
Who knows? An amount of time that is greater than
69 minutes. 420 dank minutes. About tree fitty minutes.
About tree.
Can I get any more memes up in here?
420 blaze it minutes.
Yeah, 42 minutes is another popular one.
Yeah.
80,085 minutes.
Over 9,000 minutes.
Over 9,000, 1,337 minutes.
Yeah.
Could be.
Could I play music through Twitch? You can. I'm not sure exactly what you're asking. Our stream doesn't have music on it because we talk the entire time. So you can't play music through our stream. If you wanted to stream music, if you're just going to stream like YouTube videos of people's music, they're not going to be cool with that. You will get shut down. If you were playing a game with music in the background, that is okay.
You mean like send us music to listen to?
There are bots that can do that. We don't have any bots in this chat because we don't need them.
Yeah. Yeah, we're still up and coming. We'll maybe at some point we could think about doing something like that. But as of right now, no, we don't have that ability.
What else? I feel like there was more.
Nope, that was it.
Okay, that was it. I mean, if you say so, obviously what you say goes.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I think we should probably go ahead and close this out. More griping.
More griping.
Hey,
nope.
Canadian Shinobi, I know you. You're from Tapped Out. How's it going, man? More griping. Of
Canadian,
course.
you missed the actual podcast. I'm sorry.
Unfortunately. Yeah, don't worry, man. It'll be up on. Well, I have it up on Tapped Out. Probably later tonight.
Yeah, should be on. Oh, I've got to wait for Twitch to do this thing. It'll probably be on YouTube like late tonight.
Yeah. Oh, good.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, classy title. Yeah, we actually we were discussing for a while what the title should be, and we couldn't come up with anything better or worse.
Yeah, it was either going to be really boring or a bad pun.
Yes. Oh, you're okay. All right. Yeah, I'll look out for you too, Dapper Donut. That's awesome. Yeah, it's cool to see people that I know from Tapped Out watching, because I actually know your names. But yeah. All right, let's go ahead and end it off here. Thank you all for listening, or watching even, because you're actually watching now. And yeah, we'll be back probably in 2 weeks-ish.
Yeah, hopefully. That's how it goes.
All right.
See you guys around.